Today's Tuesday, it's the 9th of July 2024. Anita's gone off to have her hair and nails done, so I'm left to my own devices. So I've come down to Magaluf and I'm just outside the Fergus Hotel. This is one that was refurbished during the winter and it's changed its style completely, become a family hotel. It's now called I've just got to look because it's changed names. It's now called the Club Majorca Water Park. Wow. I wonder why it's called that. Well, you might recognise it if you stayed at the BH Hotel, but now it's called the Fergus, big sign, so you're not going to miss out on it. And I don't know if I can see from this side, but from across the road I could actually see the fact that it actually got its own water park right in the middle, so great for children, great for family fun. Oh, I can actually see through there a little bit. I'm not supposed to do this, perhaps, I don't know. But you can see there, great fun. So that's why it's called a water park. For me, one of the attractions is the fact there's a big car park here. It's a municipal car park and it's free, and there's actually quite a lot of space, so it's quite convenient. It's also an area where we've got another sports complex. Mallorca is full of sports complexes, and in Magaluf they have quite a big one with lots of sports being catered for, and it's not somewhere we often go to. We actually used it to get our bus passes, so it's got some offices here as well, and I'm told that they do a very good menu del dia, which well, one of the things we should be trying. But things like tennis courts, paddle, that sort of thing, and then I think they've got a swimming pool and football pitches, lots of sporting things going on there. Really good, and yeah, right by the car park. And it's only then now for me quite a short walk to walk down into Magaluf. And it's hot. It's very hot, so I'll be keeping to the shade as much as I possibly can. I'm just looking down here, there's not a lot of shade. So, the Dancing Crook across the road there. It's morning time, well it's actually just coming up to noon. So nearly 12 o'clock, and it's just pointing, I think it was at 12 o'clock, so I just dropped her off. And I've just come down here. I'm going to sneak in a little bit of shade over here. A few little offices down there, and there's a sparse supermarket. And then at the back we've got some residential apartments. And Magaluf doesn't really have a very big residential population. So in the winter time, there are not enough people who actually live here to sustain all of the bars and restaurants that there are. So that's why Magaluf closes down. It doesn't have a sufficient population to sustain everything that could be open. One or two places do stay open, and particularly in this street here, you find a few of the locals will come down here for a coffee, and so you will find some of the bars here open. The vast majority are closed in the winter, and the vast majority of hotels are closed in the winter. Across the road behind there, you might be able to see the Kathmandu Hotel. It used to be the Magaluf Park Hotel many years ago. You might also notice the odd Spanish flag. There's a rather important football match this evening. By the time I publish this, you will all know what the result is. My prediction, Spain all the way. Let's hope they win. This is the Zeppelin live music sports pub. Right next to Morgan's. And then the new kid on the block, because this was gutted last year, well, gutted over COVID really, the boab, which I'm sure Anita would tell me is a type of tree plant. There's a few trees on this side, so I'm going to stick on this side. It's the Magaluf stakeouts. Obligatory tattoo parlour right across from BCM with its where Tito's is now. The Tito's in Palma is now called Leo's, just to confuse everything. So Tito's has moved here. And just on this side we've got Panama Jacks. All the deliveries are coming now. This is how they deliver gas, propane and butane, and a lot of the restaurants along here will be using gas to do the cooking on, and it's not piped here, it's brought in by bottles. In Palma it is piped, but most places out of Palma don't have that. Across the road is the Samos, Hotel Samos, 4-star. I'm sure they're busy now. Daily menu, $12.50 in there. Pleasant walking along here in the shade. A big football match tonight with Spain playing, and then tomorrow, of course, England. Hope they up their game a little bit. Sinkies open. Do the breakfast here. Well, I've just been in. I had to wish Tommy happy birthday. It was his birthday the other day, and he gets younger every year. I'll continue on my walk now, just past Benny Hills. Just now midday. Spain, France today. Definitely want Spain to win that. And then Netherlands, England. Now that's going to be a tricky match for England. Some serious competition. Of course, our daughter-in-law is Dutch. So yeah, the family has 3 teams to cheer over the next couple of days. I don't think anybody will be cheering France, so let's see. There's Coco Bongos down there. Jumbo English breakfast, $6.50. There's Angie's shop. I had a message today from Eduardo, those people who read the comments. He writes a lot of comments on the various videos, and unfortunately he's managed to pick up COVID. His wife, she's okay at the moment. He's done a test and he's positive, and he's still watching the videos, so hopefully he's not suffering too much, and he gets over it very quickly. And Angela, hope you are not going to catch it, and looking after Eduardo. Well, the trees here doing a perfect job of giving me some shade while I'm walking down here. Big square. I seem to remember our children playing in there many years ago. Across the road, of course, changed completely. That's now the inside hotel, the Magaluf, part of the Melia group. I'm just thinking about whether to go down to the promenade or not. I suppose I should at least have a look, but it's going to be really hot down there. Not a lot of shade, I don't think.
Oui.
This morning I've been editing a video, another drive video. So when we went to Sacalobro, which is in the Tramontana, it's such a beautiful area. I did put the camera on the roof for the car, which wasn't very clean, I know, and videoed some of the countryside. It's absolutely magnificent. But the one I was videoing this morning, or editing this morning, took us from the top above Sacalobra on the road which takes you to Soyer, and it goes past the reservoirs of Cuba and Gorge Blau, and I didn't stop, but just looking over you can see that they are really quite low, and it's only July. We're not going to get much rain now. And also reading in the newspapers, we've got quite a serious water shortage in some places. The one that's been particularly in the news is Beni Albufar, and Beni Albufar has a normal population, just a few hundred, maybe 400. But when the summer comes, we get a big influx of tourists. There's a hotel there, I don't know how many that holds, but anyway, there's a lot of people, and swimming pools and all of that sort of thing. I mean, there's a huge stress on the water requirement, and well, they can't cope, and the local mayor has decided we're going to have to restrict the water for 17 hours a day. So from 11 o'clock at night till 4 o'clock the next afternoon, the water's going to be cut off. No water at all. And the amount of water per person is going to be limited to 75 litres. So it's really going to impact people who are coming on holiday and hoping to fill their pool or whatever in Beni Albufar. Friends of ours have a holiday home there, and I think it's been quite severe for them. It's not the only place. I've actually read about something similar up in the northeast. I'm not exactly sure where, but somewhere near to Arta. That's Nikki Beach, by the way. So yeah, somewhere near to Arta, they've also had problems with supplies of water. Most of the water on the island, not counting Palma, but most of the water elsewhere is comes from boreholes. So there's only the two reservoirs, Cuba and Gorge Blau, and they are there to supply water to Palma. And the rest of the island has to source it from elsewhere, which basically means they drill a big hole down into the ground and access the aquifer. Much of Spain over the past year or two have been suffering a drought, and it's been very severe on the mainland. Not really affected here so much, but it is now. So Catalonia, which is Barcelona area, has had a severe water shortage over the last few months, and we'll get the effect of that because the boreholes that I'm talking about are actually fed from water that originally fell in the Pyrenees and are soaked through the aquifers like a sponge that goes under the Mediterranean, and then we tap into it here. Well, if they haven't had much rain or much snow in the Pyrenees, then there's not going to be much water in those aquifers. Oh, here we are. We're down on Magaluf beach, and as you might expect, it's pretty busy. That's Mickey Beach, that's the posh beds. I think I'll be dashing between one shady palm tree and another. Also read on the news today that on the weather forecast that there are some dust clouds in the air, and well, there's not really any chance of any rain, but what the dust clouds do if it's not raining, it just lowers the quality of the air. And just looking across towards Palma, it just looks hazy, as though there's a mist, and it's not a mist, so I don't think it is. The haze is due to the dust, and there's apparently a couple of dust clouds in the air, so those dust clouds just reduce the quality of the air. Nice to see the police around just keeping an eye on things. So that's one of the other things you see in the news a lot, is that people are being robbed. They come down to the beach, they go for a swim, and they leave their towels and their belongings behind, nobody attending them. This one's just gone off to help people buy something, I don't know. Puerto Rico. This looks very nice. This has had a bit of a facelift as well since I was last down here. I like the look of that. Well, definitely some police activity here. I've got 3 police officers and motorcyclists just looking for somebody. Poor police officers, they're all dressed in black. They're on Magaluf beach and it's 30 odd degrees. Oh, this is Tom Brown's. I must have got that wrong back there. Tom Brown's typically full. Took the glasses outside. Looks like some of the lads here have just been for breakfast. It's lunchtime now nearly. Green flags out. very hot. A legend in the Mediterranean. This is the Daiquiri Palace, and you do let the place go in the winter time, but they very, very quickly get it sorted out, and looks really good. I'm sure this later on this afternoon, this evening, is going to get packed. Shady area over there if you've got a pushchair or a pram. Now I'm going to move in a little bit now because I'm getting really hot here. This is Follies across here. Between Follies and the Daiquiri Palace, and I'll find some shade. Little supermarket just off the beach if you need something to take down. This is Lineker's sports bar. Gary Lineker's brother, not very popular in Ibiza. Seems to get himself into a bit of trouble. Well, don't know if the police caught their man or woman or whoever it was they were looking for. Anyway, off on the prowl, but it's good to see that there are police about, just trying to keep everybody safe. The other hot topic of conversation, of course, is the protests, and I'm still getting messages of people talking about that, and it's not something I want to go on at length at, but just to warn you that there is another one scheduled for not this weekend but the weekend after. It'll be in Palma, and unfortunately I'm sure some tourists are going to get caught up in it, but most of the people that contact me who are Spanish say that it's not a problem for tourists, it's a problem for the government. Unfortunately, tourists get caught up in these things, and it's not very nice. I certainly didn't like what was happening in Barcelona, where tourists were sitting at tables in restaurants and people were coming and firing water pistols at them. I thought that was really, really wrong, and I and many other people said that constitutes assault. You don't know that it's water, and it could be really worrying if it was something else. So I really hope that the authorities, the police, crack down on that sort of activity. And I think they're targeting the wrong people. They need to be targeting the government officials, maybe even the hotel, the people who are hotel owners who are bringing the people here. For their part, though, Gabriel Escarar, who's CEO of the Melia Group, is putting forward some ideas to control tourism, and the government have actually engaged, is that the right word? Yeah, engaged the services of Antoni Riera, who's an expert on tourism, and asked him to put forward some suggestions to help combat the tourism. He's had lots of previous experience with tourism here in Mallorca, and so hopefully he and his group will be able to come up with something that's going to transform Mallorca. So none of these things, I don't think, are going to happen soon. There's the long-term plans, and it's the short term that we need to solve the problem. From a local's point of view, somebody who's been born here and grew up here and now is trying to work here, for the average person, the basic problems are they can't afford to live here. they don't earn enough money to be able to live comfortably or live at all. So they can't afford to buy food, or they can't afford to rent somewhere. Property prices have shot through the roof, and it's not all due to tourism, although some of it I suppose is. It's people from Northern Europe have said, oh, that's a nice place to live, let's go and move down there. It is a nice place to live, but it's changing. And one of the places I see it, well, I see all the prices going up. I see the restaurants struggling to fill places because people are not eating out. Locals are not eating out the way they used to. We're not eating out the way we used to for various reasons, but it's there's been reported a 20% drop in turnover in June, which is quite amazing, really. 20% drop in the take-ins and the restaurants because people are not eating out so much. Now, people can't afford to buy property, they can't afford to pay rent, and if they can't afford to live a decent life, then they're either going to move away or they're going to protest. And some people have chosen to protest, some people have chosen to not come to Mallorca or to leave the island and go and find another place that's not so expensive. Another area where we see an issue is on the roads. Congestion is just something that Mallorca never had. When we first came, there was a big influx of building new roads, and we had a fantastic road system. We drive through the Tramontana. It was beautiful on, well, watch the videos, but basically deserted roads. There's not a lot of people on, a lot of cars, but when we come to Palma, it's quite often gridlocked, and it's stretching out beyond Palma now. So coming in this direction towards Palmanova, I've seen tailbacks leading all the way to Palmanova. On the other side, tailbacks going beyond the airport, and tailbacks on the motorway going up towards Inca. So the congestion on the road can be quite severe, and that's why one reason people are not very happy. In years gone by, Anita and I have pretty much disappeared for July and August. Gone back to the UK or on holiday somewhere else. This year we left it a little bit later. So, doctor, if you need some medical assistance, these are private though, so you need your insurance details and your credit card. Kathmandu Hotel, which I mentioned earlier on. Years ago I used to go in there. They've got lots of fun things in the Kathmandu for the children. It's very much a family hotel. I don't think it would be for Anita and I at this time of the year. Way too many little children.
A ver, primo.
pretty much done a full circle. Morgan's across the road. Well, I think I might need to go and find somewhere to have a drink while I wait for Anita, and well, I might catch up with you later. If not, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now. Well, the hair and nails have been done, and here she comes, and as you can probably see, we're in Palmanova now, so I've moved on from Magaluf and we're here in Palmanova. So what colour nails has she got today? Blue. What colour are the nails? Oh, very nice.
Ready for the match tonight and tomorrow.